Dear children, welcome once again to the online classes of biology. So, in the previous classes, we have studied about the transport systems in animals, like what the blood circulatory system and the lymphatic circulatory system of human being, isn't it? Now we will start the next topic, that is transportation in plants. So, do plants need to transport some of the things? Yes, they also need to transport some of the things, isn't it? Like what all things they need to transport? They need to transport the gases, isn't it? Carbon dioxide, oxygen, etc. They have to transport. Then they need to transport what? The water, minerals, isn't it? They need to transport food, hormones, etc. So like this, many things has to be transported across the plants also, isn't it? So the xylem is the group of tissue that helps in the transport of water and minerals, and phloem, okay, phloem is the tissue that helps in the transport of food and minerals, okay, food, hormones, etc. Okay, then let's study each of this. First is transport of water and minerals, okay. So from where this plants absorbs water and minerals? From the soil itself, isn't it? So what for they need water, we know. For photosynthesis to take place, what is needed? Water is needed. And where photosynthesis takes place? In the leaves mainly, isn't it? In green part of the plants and mainly in the leaves. So water has to reach up to this what distance. So first, if you need to study about the transport of water in the plants, you should know how the water is absorbed by the plants, isn't it? So what are the organs which are responsible for absorption of water? They are the roots, isn't it? There are roots in plants which are nearest to the soil, and they contains what materials like nitrogen, phosphorus, minerals, etc. are there in the soil. Okay, so when these roots are in contact with the soil, what will happen? This minerals will enter into the roots, and when these minerals are entering into the roots, what will happen? Means in the water it will get dissolved, and in this form it will be absorbed, and once they enter into the root hairs, it will create what more concentration there, and by simple osmosis what water from the soil, it will enter into the root hairs. Is it clear? So in this way only absorption takes place. Okay, so by diffusion and by osmosis, etc., water enters into the root hairs. Now from the root hairs, how they will reach up to the what leaves? This process, okay, that is the upward conduction of water and minerals from lower part of the plant to the upper part is known as ascent of sap. What is it? Ascent of sap. Clear? And various theories are there to explain how this ascent of sap takes place in plants. Most accepted theory to explain the ascent of sap is transpiration pull theory. Okay, transpiration pull theory. So according to this theory, okay, there are certain points, that is the whole water in the water body exists as a single column. You have learnt which is the cells which are useful for the conduction of water and minerals. They are xylem, especially xylem vessels. They are cylindrical type of cells which are arranged one above the other, isn't it? And in this tubes, okay, in this vessels, you can see water is existing as a continuous column without any break or any bubbles. Understood? So by this simple absorption, it is not possible to pump water from the lower part of the plant to the upper plant. Just imagine if you want to get water in a house which is placed or which is there in a many storied building, okay, in the upper story of a many storied building, you need to use a pump, isn't it? So by this simple diffusion or osmosis, it's not possible to raise water up to this height of the plant. Understood? So I told transpiration pull theory explained. Do you know what is transpiration? Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor, isn't it? So I told the theory of transpiration pull is having some components. First is what? There is a continuous column of water existing in the plant from lower part of the plant to the upper part. Understood? So when what transpiration occurs, is it clear? That is when transpiration occurs. Okay, I told the water is present in the form of a continuous column. Due to what? Due to the attraction of molecules, isn't it, of water, means between the attraction of water molecules and between the water molecules and the walls of the vessels. Okay, xylem vessels. Now when this due to this there exists a continuous column of water. Understood? So when water is lost due to transpiration, what is transpiration? It's the loss of water in the form of water vapor. When transpiration occurs, that water column experience a pulling force, isn't it? Just imagine you are just sucking the juice from a bottle with the help of a straw. So you will get a continuous supply of that liquid. Why? Because you are sucking it. So in the same way, when water get lost due to transpiration, in the column of the water, they experience a sucking force, a pulling force. Understood? So due to this, what happened? Water will get raised up to the higher levels. Okay, so this is what the transpiration pull theory, which says that transpiration plays an important role in what? The ascent of sap. What do you mean by ascent of sap? Ascent of sap is the upward conduction of water. Understood? Upward conduction of water and minerals from the lower part of the plant to the upper part. So is it clear how it is occurring? So what is transpiration? Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Understood? Loss of water in the form of water vapor from the upper part of the plant is called what? Transpiration. Okay, so transpiration helps in absorption, in upward movement of water and minerals. Okay, then also it helps in temperature regulation. Just imagine these plants are standing in this scorching sunlight, isn't it? But that will not affect the plant because transpiration is continuously taking place in them. Okay, so is it clear? And the effect of root pressure. Root pressure is what? The pressure which is developed in the roots due to the absorption of water. Okay, that is more important at night. Okay, root pressure also plays an important role in the transport of water, especially during night. Okay, so during the daytime when the stomata are open, transpiration pull will be the major force that helps in the ascent of sap. Is it clear? So I told you about the ascent of sap and the minerals. Minerals are also getting dissolved in this water and getting transported. Is it clear? So about ascent of absorption of water and ascent of sap, it is very clear to you. And this you can see it's a passive process, means there is no need of energy for this. Okay. Then the other material that has to be transported in plant is food and hormones. The conduction of food and what hormones? The plants are having what? Phloem. Okay. And the transportation of food and the other materials are a kind of active process. Why it is called active process? Because it needs energy. Okay. So this transport of food from the leaves to different parts of the plant is known as translocation. What is it? Translocation. Okay, and it takes place through what? The phloem. Okay, so the translocation is means that this process requires energy, and because of this it is known as an active process. Okay, so you can see that in this during this transport of food. The food will be prepared in leaves, you know, isn't it? And it will be loaded to the phloem, which is near to the leaves. First, the food which is prepared will be loaded to the phloem of the leaves. And for this process, what is needed? Energy is needed. Okay, ATPs are needed. That's what it is known as an active process. Okay, once the food materials are loaded into the phloem, from the adjacent cells, what also will go to there? The water also will get entered into the upper part of the phloem. Understood? This creates a pressure in the upper part of the phloem. So that pushes the food and hormones to different parts of the plant. So can you say what are the difference between ascent of sap and translocation? Okay, ascent of sap is known is what? The conduction of water and minerals, isn't it, from lower part of the plant to the upper part. And what is translocation? It is the transport of food and hormones from leaves to different parts of the plant. And I told ascent of sap is a unidirectional process, means from roots to the different parts of the plant it occurs. And translocation, on the other hand, it is a multi-directional process. Okay, why? Because the movement of food can be in any direction. From fruits, sometimes fruits are storing the food, from that it can be taken, isn't it? Or from the leaves where the food is prepared, from there it can be taken. So from anywhere to any direction this can take place. And ascent of sap is taking place in xylem, isn't it? Xylem is the tissue which is responsible for the ascent of sap. But translocation is taking place with the help of what? With the help of phloem. Phloem is responsible for the translocation. Then, which is the energy requiring process? It is the translocation. And ascent of sap is not the energy requiring process. Isn't it? Energy is not required. It's a passive process. So these are some of the difference between what? Ascent of sap and the translocation. So this much is clear. Then so I told you about the transport of water and minerals, and also I have told you about the transport of food and hormones. In addition to that, what the things has to be exchanged between the plants, transported through the plants, it is gases, isn't it? Gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, it will get enter into the leaves through certain pores. That pores are known as stomata, you have learned already, isn't it? And from there, what will happen? By simple diffusion from one cell to the other cell, it will get transported. So is it clear? So in today's video, I have explained you about the transportation in plants. I told what all materials has to be transported. It's gases, then water and minerals, and then food materials, isn't it? And the transport of water and minerals from lower part of the plant to the upper part of the plant is known as what? Ascent of sap. Okay, and for ascent of sap, first what? Absorption of water should be there. And absorption of water, how it takes place? With the help of root hairs. Root hairs are what in touch with the soil particles, and from there only water enters into the root hairs, and from root hairs it will pass the cortex, okay, then it will reach to the stellar region and it will enter into the xylem of the roots, and from that it has to go up to the upper part of the plant, and this process is called ascent of sap. And the theory or the process that helps in the ascent of sap is transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Understood? Then how this transpiration helps in the ascent of sap? Because this is explained by the transpiration pull theory. Okay, and it says that the water in the plant exists as a continuous column. Understood? And in the due to transpiration, pressure decrease is experiencing in the upper part of the column, and this causes a pulling force. Okay, the water in the vessels will be pulled up, and along with this water, what also will be transported? Minerals also. And in night time, okay, when what the transpiration is not happening properly, at that time root pressure plays an important role in the ascent of sap. Then I have told you about the translocation. Translocation is what? It is the transport of food and hormones from especially from the leaves, okay, or to different parts of the plant. Transport of food and hormones, and this takes place through the phloem. Phloem is responsible for the transport of this, okay, and this is a energy requiring process, so we can call it as an active process, okay. And I told you how this happens, because loading of food takes place in the phloem of leaves, and to this phloem water also enters. This increases the pressure in that side, and that pushes the food and other materials which is present in the phloem to different parts of the plant, okay. And I also explained the difference between the translocation, that is the transport of food and minerals, and also the ascent of sap. So this much is clear, I think. And in the next class I told you to study respiration and also transportation, okay. So this much we will discuss in the live class. So I hope this much is clear. Let me stop here. Thank you, children.